Hey y'all, it's my review for the Real Housewives of Potomac, episode 14. So we left off last week on a very heated exchange between Sharisi and Karen. Like Karen got up, she got gully. What you will not do is talk about my mother. Keep my mother's name out your effing mouth. Bring her up again. Wow, Karen. Wow. I mean, Charisse, she's being held back too, but the ladies restore order and they both sit down. So now they continue their conversation, and Karen is just adamant to the fact that the reason why Charisse came to her mom's funeral is to get back in with the group. I really thought, like from the last episode, I thought Karen was deflecting. I would be very offended if someone said that I attended their parents' funeral just for like some sort of clout. Because I don't think Charisse needs clout. And I'm just being fair, y'all. I mean, I know she's born for the show, but outside of the show, like, she's legit a socialite in Potomac. But anyway, Karen says that the reason why she thought it was disingenuous wasn't at the funeral itself. It was later down the line when Charisse brought it up at Candace's 1-year anniversary. They show us the flashback. It was unseen footage. Now, on one hand, from Charisse's perspective, it's like she brought it up because Karen didn't think she was a good friend. And then she told her, well, I'm the only one who showed up to your mom's funeral. And from Karen's perspective, she's like, oh, you're gonna hold it over my head now? Like, anytime we get into an argument, you're gonna say, oh, you were the only one that came to my mom's funeral? So I can kind of see both sides. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Ooh, Charisse, this confessional, that wig, no. That's not what that is not what a queen of Potomac would wear. Oh my God, that wig is just sitting there on her head. She also needs to kind of shift it down a little bit too. She says that Karen's trying to convince the group that she had ill intent on going to her mom's funeral. Now, Giselle kind of makes a good point. She says, who drives 4 hours to the middle of nowhere to a friend's funeral with no cameras to clout chase? I mean, yeah, I can see that. Also, Robin is just hella invested in holding Karen's feet to the fire with this whole Charisse beef. Like, I get it that Charisse is her close friend, but that has nothing to do with her. Honestly, if it wasn't for the Green-Eyed Bandits, we wouldn't even be talking about Karen versus Charisse. They still going back and forth, like coming for each other's reputation, and now Charisse, she brings up Karen's stint in rehab. I haven't heard that story before, and the other ladies, by the look on their faces, they haven't heard that either. But you know, Charisse got dirt on everybody at that table. I'm sure she knows Giselle's business, she knows Robin's business. I'm not sure about Ashley, but I'm sure she knows Karen's business too. Like, I love me some Karen, but I don't think Charisse has a reason to lie about this. Like, Karen has every reason to lie. Oh, and Charisse is in her confessional giving specific details about Karen going to rehab. Damn. I guess she don't care anymore about her being friends with her now. What, Karen? She said, oh, well, since you bring that up, I can't even go to Safeway now. Is that a grocery store, y'all? I think that's a grocery store. Everyone at the table, including me, is puzzled. Damn, here goes Charisse again dropping some more allegations on Karen, saying, oh, you're the one sleeping with a married man. And of course, Karen's denying it. Karen has a good poker face, though, and now we get to the other ladies' confessionals, and I'm guessing production asked them what they heard about Karen. Robin said she heard something. Candace, in her pink wig, she's like, nope. I ain't got nothing to say about it. So then message production go to the flashback when she was gossiping about her to Ashley. I don't know, Karen, where there's smoke, there's fire. And we've heard this rumor one too many times. So the other ladies, they finally put a pin in this argument between Karen and Charisse for now. And then Candace, she tries to bring up Jacqueline now, and her beef with Mia. But Jacqueline tells the other ladies that, this is between her and Mia, and she just met these other ladies, so it doesn't make sense to bring them all into their drama. And I agree with her. Mia, on the other side of the table, just looks unbothered. That her friend of 30 years is upset. I had such high hopes for Mia when she first came on this franchise, and I'm very disappointed. I really am. I hope she does not come back next season. So dinner is finally over. Most of the ladies go to the bar, but we're with Jacqueline and Mia as they try to resolve their issue. So Jacqueline tells Mia that she doesn't appreciate her trying to like embarrass her in front of other ladies and lie on her. And then insinuate that when she said you sleep with married men, that she was talking about G. So that is why she brought up G in the last episode. Even though Mia didn't say that, she thought Mia, from her perspective, was implying that. So when she tells Mia that you're lying on me to the other ladies, Mia's like, what lie did I tell? Jacqueline's like, are you serious? Mia's like, oh, I'm for real. What lie did I tell? That I sleep with married men. And then Mia's like, girl, damn. So apparently maybe Mia knows something that we don't. Remember, I don't have sympathy for Jacqueline because she was Mia's representative all in the beginning of this season. That's their toxic relationship. Anyway, Jacqueline is highly offended, and as Mia's walking off, she tells her, well, wasn't Gordon married when you slept with him? And she was like, yes, I own it. Mia is the queen of contradictions. So you're calling out somebody for sleeping with married men when you slept with a married man your damn self. That's what I mean. Like, get her off the show. She makes no sense. She is an agent of chaos, a pathological liar, and she's not that bright. So as Mia walks out, it really does look like their friendship is over after this conversation. We then see Mia in her confessional doubling down, saying that I don't know what she was expecting, like for me to lie for her, because she definitely have her married PPs. Now, she didn't tell us what that stands for, but, you know, context clues. Basically, it's Mia's word against Jacqueline. Jacqueline says absolutely not, it's not true, but they birds of a feather. If Mia's a liar, then I'm sure Jacqueline's a liar too. So next scene is day 2 of the Mexico trip. Day 2? You mean all that happened on day 1? Wow. Okay, so we see the ladies are gonna have a beach day. Ashley is still on her Nam Myoho Renge Kyo shit. She wants to have yoga in the hot sun on the sand. It looks like the only people that's gonna participate is Mia and Giselle, while the other ladies, they're gonna chill in the shade. Now, Candace, you know, y'all know how I feel about her, but she looks excellent in this bathing suit. This is a look. She looks good. Okay, Candace. Also, y'all, after watching this episode, I gotta say, they're trying to make Candace likable again. Because I was very impressed with her this episode, but we'll get to that. So after ignoring Ashley's request to do yoga, Karen and Candace are having their own conversation about the previous evening. Karen says she doesn't remember banging her hand on the table, and I'm like, this is why it's hard to believe the grand dame sometimes, because she has selective memory. I mean, come on. And of course production reminds us after she says that. Karen maintains that her and Charisse aren't friends, and last night was proof of that. She does acknowledge that they do have mutual friends in this group, so she don't mind being cordial, but outside of that, she don't fuck with her. So the ladies are all together now, and they head to their first activity for the day. Ashley's taking them to this big, deep pool. I forgot what you call it. It's like a coyote, shit, I don't know. Anyway, on the sprinter, messy-ass Karen asks Robin, oh, where's your veil? Robin said, I told you what happened to it. It blew away. So then she asked, did Juan give you a wedding date? She says, yes, we do have a wedding date. Karen asks her, oh, so when is it? And she says, none of your business. That's because no wedding is happening. Robin tells the ladies that no one's invited to the wedding. It's just her boys and Juan. She doesn't want any gifts. And Karen, I don't know why she keep asking Robin when she get married when she keeps saying that she's not and she really don't care. She's just trying to get under Robin's skin. Like, she's the only one concerned about it. Not even Giselle asked Robin anymore about the wedding. Okay, so they arrive at the destination. It's called a cenote. Got it. I think I went to one of these in Jamaica, and I ain't doing that shit because I can't swim. I don't even care if they did give me a life vest. No. I remember, just quick story, I was in Thailand. We went to this, like, inflatable water park. That water was, like, 20 feet deep. I was like bouncing around. I accidentally fell into the water. I had the life vest. I could not pull myself out. I had to get help and assistance from my friend as well as an employee. I was like, never again. Also, thanks to a supporter for reminding me that when I reviewed Portia's Family Matters, like they went to a cenote and they had that wild scene of her, one one of her family members just crying out to God or something like that. Go back and look at it. I think y'all liked my reaction to that scene. Okay, so the ladies are over this activity already, so then they head to lunch. Karen and this dirty bird, I don't eat chicken, but she eat beef. I don't know anybody who cuts out chicken but still eats beef and pork. That is so backwards. Like, I can understand eating chicken and fish and leaving out red meat for obvious reasons, or just being pescatarian, but just cutting out chicken only? In any case, that food does not look appetizing. So the topic at the table brought up by Karen is, how's the relationship between Candace and Ashley? After Ashley brought her friend to Karen's show, who alleged that Chris flirted with her. So Ashley maintains that she wasn't being messy bringing her friend to Karen's show. She's saying that she was in Candace's position, that the woman in question, like, she would want to hear about it, from the horse's mouth. Ooh, child. So Candace's response, that definitely, like, she got points for that from me. You see some growth from her, and this is the growth that I wanted to see from her after season 5. So instead of cursing Ashley out, instead of attacking her physical appearance, she says, you know what, Ashley? The reason why you have that way of thinking, like, I need to be concerned about my man's, because the relationship that you just got out of was toxic and you had trust issues. And I hope one day you get into a relationship where there's no issues, because all this, oh, was she talking to my man? That's not what it should be like. Because my man, I know my man. I was like, okay, Candace. That was such an eloquent, graceful read. She gets some applause for that. Like, Candace, you did that. That is how you shut a bitch down, and I tip my hat to you. I will give that to her. She's annoying as fuck, but I will give that to her. Like, I was kind of taken aback. I had to rewind it. Ashley couldn't say nothing. She got her ass together with that. So she moves on to, why was their friendship fractured in the first place? And I don't even need to see the flashback. First and foremost, Candace took delight in Ashley's dilemmas with Michael, those multiple dilemmas. And then second, it was the whole Ashley trying to have a baby thing. I remember Candace was gossiping to Giselle about her fake tears at Monique's gathering, like she got on the mic or something like that. And she kept saying, why are you drinking Corona if you're trying to get pregnant? I was just like, damn, why are you all in this woman's uterus right now? So I kind of get it on that front why Ashley has it out for Candace, because Ashley's been trying to get at her ever since. Especially with that letter she wrote for Monique after the fight. So then Ashley actually apologizes to Candace, saying she's sorry for bringing Deborah to the event. But Candace is like, we've been here before, and how do I know you're not gonna backstab me again? Because she did give Ashley another chance, and I even remember saying, Candace, don't put yourself out there to be backstabbed by the Green-Eyed Bandits and Ashley. Oh wow, Wendy has a speaking role. I totally forgot she was there. I also wanted to mention, it just feels like Wendy's just there in scenes sometimes, but she lets Ashley and Candace know when it's the three of them hanging out, they have a lot of fun. So can y'all just please just put everything behind, and are y'all willing to move forward? So they both agree on, baby steps, but we'll see. I mean, the reunion's being filmed, I think, this Thursday, and I'm sure they're gonna go at it again. But this does explain why they were in a good place at BravoCon, because I was confused. So it looks like we got one resolution out this trip. Now we have 3 or 4 more to go? So a little later, we're back at the hotel. We see Ashley talking to Charisse, and Ashley's telling her, I'm really proud that you stuck up for yourself. And then we cut to Charisse's confessional, and she's saying that the text that she got from Karen, because, she was such a good friend to her, she said when her dad passed, all she got was one text, I'm sorry for your loss. Karen immediately went to social media after this scene and posted the text that she sent to Charisse. And that text message was pretty long, so Karen is vindicated, at least on this issue. So the ladies are at the table for dinner, and the first topic of conversation is, when is Robin getting married? Again. And she says, I don't even know if I want a wedding, but we're gonna get married. Girl, what? Also, side note, y'all, excuse the lighting. I should have never started this review at 4:30 because the sunset comes at 5:30. Okay, so I'm guessing when Candace asked her when's the wedding day, she has no problem sharing with the other ladies now. So she discloses to them that she had a tailor come by, and I think in the last episode, and then she says that her brother-in-law is getting married in Jamaica. So while they're in Jamaica, the day after, that's when they're going to get married. I think that's a very strange idea. Like, oh, well, while we're in Jamaica, you know, your brother-in-law's getting married. Why don't we just get married the following day? Isn't that kind of tacky? Even if it isn't on the same day? Like, can you imagine you and your partner going to another person's wedding destination, and then the day after they get married, y'all decide to get married? I don't know, that's just kind of weird to me. But they're all applauding her because finally she's gonna get married. I'm guessing though that this was a lie because so far it is January 16th and I haven't heard nothing about Rob getting married. Child, and here go Karen again in her confessional clowning Robin about getting married. Ugh, Candace, I hate that fucking pink wig. I hate it so much. So now the plan is, amongst the other ladies, to give Robin a bachelorette party. She doesn't seem too excited about it, maybe because she's actually not getting married, but she lets them know that they could throw her one. So here go Giselle again, bringing up the beef between Karen and Charisse. Now she's saying that last night I just couldn't sleep thinking about how Charisse, like her character was assassinated. And then she says something about her being the real queen of Potomac. So Karen tells her, stop. Stop talking about it. This has to do with me. Stop talking about it. But Giselle says, I'm going to say my feelings. Like, you can't just change the topic. And Karen's like, the hell I can. And Charisse just sitting next to Giselle, not saying nothing. And she always looked tired, like she just got off like a 10-hour shift at Shoney's or something. And here go Robin, her guard dog, ruff, ruff. You can't change the conversation, Karen. Robin's also saying, okay, you can say you're done, but we're not done talking about it. She says when it comes to Karen, we always have to change the conversation. We can't talk about this, we can't talk about that. But when it comes to everybody else, it's different. I disagree, Robin. You have a minor point with Karen, but what about Giselle? Her feet is never held to the fire. Like about her business, we never talk about that. So now Karen and Robin are going back and forth, and Robin's coming to Charisse's defense, saying that for you to accuse a friend of, coming to you in your time of need is disingenuous, that's very hurtful. But you have Karen now, she's deflecting. Don't talk about my mama. Don't talk about my mama. Robin, I think she's just the wrong messenger for this. It has to be someone else at the table. Because with her, it's a conflict of interest. Like, Charisse is her best friend. Of course, she's going to have Giselle's back. I think it has to be like somebody else at the table calling Karen out. Ooh, so we are breaking the fourth wall now. I'm kind of surprised they're like talking about this issue. This is an off-camera issue. So basically, Charisse is saying like, how you gonna say that I'm trying to be desperate to be around this group when I'm the reason that this group is together? And she has a good point. Production's giving us flashbacks, and then they're talking about how they met on the show, which I think Charisse went on Carlos King's podcast and said the exact thing she said at the dinner. And Carlos thirsty ass ran to Twitter to make sure people knew that. Karen acknowledges that she put the group together, but she said, let's make one thing clear. I wasn't on your list. And Charisse says, yeah, I know. Like, you were at my table and they thought you were my friend. This made me think of something. Someone on Twitter, this is what they tweeted. They're saying, I don't think Karen is upset that Charisse is the real socialite of Potomac. I think it's the opposite. Charisse doesn't like the fact that Karen became the fan favorite while she became disposable in the friend group that she created. Facts. I mean, that's a good point. Robin is really making this fight hers with Karen. So now they beefing. And then Robin is saying people will see how you really are sooner or later. Karen is just dismissing her as she's talking. We cut to Karen's confessional and she says she really don't give a fuck what they have to say. But they're only just defending Charisse because Charisse got dirt on all of them. I believe it. Robin then brings up Karen's behavior the previous evening, and then Karen apologizes to the table, and noticeably not Charisse, and Robin points that out. But then Candace, she says, oh, well, that's funny. You want someone to apologize to the group, but not the person that got a drink thrown on them. Candace making all the sense, like Robin sticking her neck out for Charisse like this, but was silent when they were all in Miami, and, Wendy was on the island by herself. Ooh, and here we go now, because Mia says, well, because I'm not sorry to her. All the ladies at the table know Mia ain't making any sense, that Wendy is in the right, but they ain't saying nothing. Mia tells Wendy that she was trying to be a friend to her by letting her know what Peter said, and she needs to get the memo. Wendy claps back saying, how you gonna tell me how to be a friend when you can't be one to someone you've known for 30 years? Clearly you missed the memo. Damn. Like, after that, Mia should have just sat back and ate her food. Wendy then wants to address Mia on how she told the group that Wendy called her husband gay when she said that they be fucking around with men and women. Wendy says she didn't say that, and if she got that from that comment that she made, then that's on her. Truthfully, Wendy had the right to go after Mia however she wanted after that drink was thrown in her face. Like, she's lucky she didn't come after her kids. They're going back and forth, and then Wendy drops the rumor that Mia slept with Peter's girlfriend. Mia then corrects her and says, well, actually, she was my girlfriend. I introduced her to Peter. And she was just so proud of herself when she said that. The other ladies are laughing. I wish Mia knew that the ladies are laughing at her and not with her. Production then cuts to Candace in her pink wig calling Mia a hoe. And also, I hate when Wendy goes into her scholastic reads like she's in a court of law because they come off like rehearsed and corny. Like, for example, it was you trying to throw this beverage of your choice in my face. So for next time when you try to do this to me, something like that. Y'all know what I mean. So then Mia's like, okay, well, I'm sorry. Now what? Now what? The issue is that she's actually not sorry. Wendy then calls her a gutter-ass bitch to some of the ladies' surprise, as if they haven't heard this language before. The back and forth continues until the ladies just table it because it's not going to be resolved anytime soon. There's no more resolutions in this episode. So dinner is over, but Wendy is still badgering her by saying, is this what success looks like? Is this what success looks like? If you're jealous, just say that. The other ladies just look over it, and that is where the episode ends. I actually like this episode a lot, surprisingly more than the last episode. Candace, I must say, I am kind of warming up to her. It was hard for me to say, y'all. She did good this episode. Definitely, I see growth with her. I can acknowledge that. Yeah, I do not mind Candace on this episode. Anyway, also, I'm over the beef between Karen and Charisse. Clearly, Charisse was only brought on this season to activate Karen. Now that that has happened, we need to move on. Like, either y'all gonna keep her on here and she needs to get a new storyline or drop her again. Because I'm over it. Like, clearly they're not going to be friends anytime soon, ever. Forever, ever. So yeah, y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode. With that, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all for the next episode. Bye.